Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kiln Line. Today we are doing a bit of track work. The plan is to replace all the double O gauge track in the running loop here and the point work, and also down here all the bits on the main running line and that point over there. I have the NG7 track ready to go, so let's just get to it and see how we get on. But first we've got to move these engines out of the way. Okay, well now all the rolling stock's been moved apart from the O gauge, that can stay there. We see what has actually got to be done here. So I've got to unsolder the droppers that we've got here and here, and that should be it. Oh, we got these ones here as well and here, which I'll need to unsolder because the points that I'm replacing this one with especially is slightly bigger. So everything is going to have to move down slightly. That's not too much of a problem. We can deal with that. I left all the yard up there loose to allow for this, so I can just push it out of the way or whatever I need to do. And it does mean that I also need to do the droppers on the two shed roads. Lots of unsoldering to do after I just did it all. I guess I didn't really imagine this bit was going to come so quick. Oh well, let's get the soldering iron warmed up and start taking the droppers off. Okay. That's all the droppers now removed from the section I'm going to be replacing with my trusty Walks Maker X. Amazing bit of kit. Obviously, as you can see, it's mostly wireless. Runs off a standard 20 volt battery, which is great. But I'm not here to advertise for walks. I'm here to do some track work. So let's get all the pins removed from the double O gauge track and let's lay some NG7. Been a while since this has looked bare, since I ripped up the O gauge. Right, well I've done that now. I'm just going to rip up all that bit down to here to that point, and then I'll replace that point and then start laying it back in here. The idea is I'm going to lay it as far as the other end of the runaround loop, and then I'm going to remove the end gauge layout, just lift it off, so I can relay the tunnel bit with double O gauge flexi track, purely because no one's going to see it. So I don't want to waste NG7 track if I don't have to, because it can be used elsewhere where it is going to be seen. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking on with the station approach now, and we'll see how we get on. Well, that took a lot more work than I was hoping it was going to take. This bit down here is fully NG7 now. I've had to use my grinder on that bit there because it wasn't playing ball with the clippers. So I've now got NG7 all the way around here now, so I just need to see where the flexi track's going to go and join up with the point that's going to be down there. Right, I've just taken a little bit of advantage on not having a camera rolling, and I've managed to get this bit aligned and ready for pinning down. It's a bit late to start hammering things now because my daughter's in bed, so I will continue to lay track, at least get it all cut to length and in place, and then when I next come up here, hopefully my daughter will be awake or away somewhere, which means I can then get it all pinned down. But I'll at least get the runaround loop and hopefully start getting the shed area back in before I finish tonight. So yeah, race against the time now, let's get it on. Okay, after that little stint there, I've managed to get the runaround loop completely laid using NG7 now, up to the point over there. Now I've got this shed area pretty much where I've had it before. This will probably be staying in double O gauge for a little while, purely because I've got to get another set of points, 3 sets of points to be exact. So I've got to sell some double O gauge stuff to pay for those. But there will be a fair few double O gauge points going up on eBay soon, so I will be putting it on my Instagram to let you know if you want them. The Kiln Line is proudly sponsored by CB Models. Based in North Devon, CB Models are an amazing manufacturer of 3D printed scale models for your model railway and scale diorama needs. They have a whole range of 3D printed accessories and can make bespoke items for that impossible to obtain piece. They also ship internationally. So check out CB Models over on their Instagram, Facebook, eBay or their website to see what they have to offer. Another update has come in the form of Tom Rolt. Sadly, the B4 chassis has sprung yet another issue. The screw holding the valve gear, or the connecting rods between the two driving wheels, well, the thread has completely stripped inside there. It literally pulled itself apart. So Tom Rolt has been taken out of service for the foreseeable until I can get a new chassis. Not exactly what I wanted to have happen with a brand new locomotive to the fleet, but goes the way with these things, where some tends to be the one you've worked hardest on that tends to go down the Swanee first. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the other projects that's currently going on the Kiln Line. Next up on the locomotive front, we have a new kit built locomotive that's on the workbench. I've currently taken it apart to check it's all in running order and DCC chip it and give it a good quick surface. This one is for a what's it called? A Smallbrook Studio kit, and it's going to be, well, it's an Asia kit apparently, 7mm narrow gauge. This locomotive will be named after my friend Little Western Railway's layout. So it's going to be his work shunter, so to speak, that has now been transferred to the narrow gauge Heritage Railway, which is the Kiln Line. And this is also another locomotive kit, which is going to be probably following the Greg kit. This is my first diesel shunter, which is based on a Terrier chassis, as you can see there. This locomotive is DCC fitted as it is, so hopefully all I've got to do is some minor modifications to this kit to make it fit. This locomotive will be named after my friend Proper Chuff's layout, so it'll be called Vale of Dunroman. Also next on the workbench, as and when I get round to the other projects as well, we will be doing these two kits of the Penryn quarry coaches. I'm aiming to get one or two more of these to make a rake to go behind the quarry Hunslet eventually. But I've got my eye on the bogie bolster kit as well to go with these, and hopefully do a full range overview like I did with the brake van, the Glyn Valley open wagons and the tipper kits. Where would a big layout update be if I didn't go over the goodies that have been supplied to me from CB Models to show you guys? So we'll open this box which I have received from my friend Callum. We've got some wheelie bins in 43.5 scale. As you can see, lots of different colours. They're going to look absolutely amazing dotted around the layout, especially in the shed areas. More security fencing, which is going to be going around the new locomotive shed, which I'll show you shortly. There's lots there, along with I believe there's some gates in there as well, which are going to be really good. Some windows and guttering. We'll find out what that's for soon. So lots of skips. Obviously, Heritage Railways have lots of tat sat around everywhere, so it'd be good to have some skips dotted around in the various work locations. Obviously full of rail and probably soot and ash. Loads of fuel barrels. These should also help bring the shed areas to life. This might even get some Morris fuel stickers to stick on the blue ones, which will be really, really cool, because Morris lubricants are actually local to me in Shrewsbury. So it'd be quite cool to have some representation of them on the layout. Steam oil is needed for all the steam locos after all. We've got some cobble crossings here in O gauge, which I've actually asked Callum to look at getting some wooden versions of these done that you can cut to size, so you can make barrow crossings and foot crossings out of the stuff, which I think will be an absolute game changer. I'm going to get to test those as well. What's under here now? Oh, something heavy in there. Aha, more fencing for the narrow gauge, for the miniature railway. So the idea with the miniature railway is this is actually going to go around the perimeter and inside perimeter of the track to stop pesky people from walking on the track, because those who work on miniature railways will know very well that people like to walk on the track. So this is the stuff, and also gates, which are going to come in very useful for it as well. Some fuel pumps for the diesels in the loco shed, standard gauge. I might even put one of these over by the narrow gauge shed as well. It might need, they do need a little bit more details adding, to be fair, or maybe some screens or something, just stickers putting on there, but they'll be absolutely brilliant for that, because you're not really going to be looking in detail in those anyway. This is an item that me and Callum have been working on. This is the hopefully first draft of doors for the Haljan engine sheds. One thing that Haljan never supplied with their large O-gauge loco depots is doors. So I've asked Callum to make these for me. So over the course of the next couple of months, I will be putting a lot of this stuff to use, but I will be testing these on the loco shed, because at the moment it looks like they're just left open. So these are going to be brilliant. Oh yes. This is something I've needed for a while. that'll be what the window frames and the door is for. Just a 3D printed porter cabin. This is going to be the signing on point for the narrow gauge railway. This will be situated behind the shed, and it'll add a bit of detail, bit of work, so people have got somewhere to go, have a cup of tea and chill out after they've steamed the locos. Awesome, well done Callum, thank you very much for these. But that's it for the CB models bit. You will see these being dotted around the layout. I'll do a separate video on what I do with these, but from there, brilliant. Thank you very much, CB Models. For the next part of the layout update, we head over to the shed area. As you see, we've got this new kit from Elcut Creative. This was actually a Christmas present from my parents, and it's just brilliant. This will eventually be painted like the engine shed at Aberystwyth on the Vale of Rydal Railway. So that will be popping in colour before we know it. Moving along, we have the water column that was once on Cadian Gate Station is now in the shed area for the narrow gauge. It turns out it was a platform mounted one, but it works really well as a ground mounted one for the narrow gauge. And next to it here will eventually be a coal stave to supply the narrow gauge locos with coal, obviously. And the last piece of this update, these are the wagons that I built for Pico. As you can see, they're all built and serviceable. I've also undercoated them. These will be painted soon. I'm tempted to keep the skips as they are, but we'll see. The Glyn Valley wagons and brake van will be painted suitably. I'm looking at red for the brake van and maybe cream and black for the open wagons. But updates on that will be along soon. I plan on doing a video by itself for painting these wagons in particular. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and even comment if you want to see or hear more from the Kiln Line.